Good evening, everyone. And just in time? No way. We have 3 streams? Oh no, we don't. It's just one stream reposted. Welcome everyone. This final Monday night of the of season 7 of GT, round 8, and we're at the world famous circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. This is one of the few tracks actually on a game that I have been in real life. I'm not really the kind of guy that goes to a lot of races live, but yeah, I had to visit this one. I was on holiday nearby this, but yeah, I'm coming from the Netherlands, so that makes sense. Well, tonight you're in for a special treat. I already announced it last week, because we're here for the Tier 2 title fight, which is very much present, and let me set it up. Wait. While we follow Ross around the track for his first qualifying run, let me search this up. So yeah, how is things doing in GT? Let me see. Well, we have 4 tiers, of course. In the Monday tier, it looks like Reaper is going to become champion, by the way. So if he does that, props to him. He's 31 points ahead of Goblin Guy. Would be time that Reaper wins something. He was very good in the first 3 weeks, and after that just consolidated. In the Spec Series, Royal won the championship with an insane lead over Rossi. And I don't have Tier 1 standings apparently, but in Tier 3, Tier 1 it's of course all decided, and in Tier 3 is also very excited today, so I think the other stream is for Tier 3, and Lipa is leading their BO by 5 points. Okay, very good. But yeah, we're here in Tier 2, and we also still have a championship battle here, an even tighter one, between Slimmy and Filthy. They are 2 points adrift. Slimmy has a 2-point lead on margin after his unfortunate disconnection last week, when he finished technically 14th. And luckily for him, Filthy only finished 4th in that race, and is now 2 points adrift. And yeah, with a total of, what is it, 40 to score? I think you can score 40. Or you can even score more. You can score 40 plus pole plus fastest lap, which makes it 43. So technically, we still have Bayan in the title battle. He is no, he is not, by the way. He's 43 points off the lead, so he can equalize, but everyone is scoring points nevertheless, even if he disconnects. So he is out. He is going to battle for 3rd with Chris, who is 6 points behind him, and Ross, who is 20 behind him. And here are the first laps, and Ross did a 2:17.6, and Filthy improved that with a 2:17.2. So yeah, let's see what Slimmy does. So we will pay more attention to them tonight, because that's, I think, the best we can do in a title battle. It also makes sure that, because of the difference is 2 points, that the title won't be decided in the first race, but in the second rather. And Slimmy is only 7th after a 2:19.8. 2.6 seconds to improve for him to Filthy. I just hope he doesn't disconnect. Oh, and he almost spins out there, by the way. Jordi is back in his car. He is 13th with a 2:25. Do we have other people? Yeah, Ross is like second, and then Shrimps is third, and only 13,000 to O'Leary. Pasty we have here, we have Tap, we have Berserk, who just crossed the line at 2:21.9, who's very close to Tap's time. And finally, It Smells of Funk, which makes 15. So Filthy doing a very good first run. I'm going to try and do some live standings. So how the championship unfolds live at the moment. So let me just get an Excel for that. So let's see what he does, by the way. And he didn't set a time yet, so Filthy with a second run, improved to 2:17.1. O'Leary to the fastest time by quite a considerable margin, with a 2:16.4. Bayan into fourth now. Shrim's really misjudging the final corner a bit. And is sixth now. Yeah, okay. And oh, Slimmy, the pressure is really there in the car at the moment. You could say that, by the way. Chris did improve. No, he didn't run for that lap. And oh, Slimmy, I hope this is the only spin you make. He is now stationary aside the track, and he dropped the 10th now because of that. And it also ruins this lap for him, to be honest. So I think he only has... You don't have a lot of chances, to be honest, here. O'Leary with a mighty lap. A really good lap. DD is fifth now, ahead of Shrimps. And yeah, I also have Constructors, but I think Constructors is quite... Yeah, it's never decided, of course, because you can score a hell of a lot of points here. And that's maybe because of the 1-2 in the first race last week by Chris and Filthy. However, if O'Leary actually gonna perform here, that's gonna be an interesting factor. O'Leary haven't scored a podium or a pole or a fastest lap the entire season, so this is a big margin for him. So let's see. Yeah, I think they can only do like 4 real runs, maybe one after this one. Ross to the line in a 2:17.6. And Filthy also not improving. O'Leary doesn't go quicker. Bayan now to the line. He's just 600ths ahead of Didi. Jack almost losing it. And Didi goes to third with a 2:17.1, only 6/100ths of Filthy. And this is now the rest. With Jack still in 8th and Andres in 9th. And Chris improves by 1 place to 5th with a 2:17.5. And this is of course a bit of a ruined run already for Slimmy because he was not up to speed here. Or did he? Wait, he maybe covered for that. He covered for that. He did, yeah. That's why he just turned his car like that. Improved to a 2:18 flat, which brings him at least a little bit more in the pack at P8. Oh. Berserk actually improves, but still remains 14th. Through some cones there. So Constructors Corvette is leader Nissan by 46, which can be capped. I think you can even score as a team a total of 45 and then 15 plus 12. I think somewhere in the 60 points. So Lexus is in third, but they're only defending 9 points ahead of Aston Martin. Lexus is Ross and Trims, and Aston Martin is Payan and Jack. So I'm mostly focused on the title battle, and Smells of Funk, what a lap! I was not watching. Really well done. 2:16.6. That was also his final attempt. He didn't have 4 attempts. But that's very nice of him. At Filthy doesn't have the improvement. O'Leary with another great lap, I think. Kinda. DD coming up, and even demoted Filthy another position, 2:16.9. Payan in 7th, below Chris. Shrimps is in 8 now. Chris towards the line, but that's not an improvement, he remains in 6th. Pasty improves, but 2/10 behind Tap. And there comes Slimmy. Oh, I think this is a good one though. And he is elevating himself ahead of Filthy. When you didn't expect it to happen, is the moment that it happened. 600. Up into 4. There were 3 cars ahead. Interesting for the constructors here, of course, is that that Nissan is taking the pole, so the gap is now 45. And with O'Leary with a very well done job. Eventually it's only 2/10 he has left, and Slimmy on the skin of his teeth to a P4. Here we go. So for the first race, let's see what these championship contenders do alongside on the grid for each other. Better start from Filthy and immediately covering off Slimmy and even gaining another position. And it's safe for him to go in third. Didi is still on the inside. That's not really the battle he has to take on, so he can let him go. But it's not Slimmy here who is following close. That's Chris, because Slimmy dropped all the way to 7th. I won't do that if I were you. Like side by side through a Rouge. This can give Slimmy an incredible opportunity to gain some positions back, but there was not enough room to pass DD there, and Chris was indeed penalized by the fact that he went side by side, and Slimmy braking too late, pushing DD off the track, who has to take the escape route, and I think that's fair that he does that, and he doesn't even lose that much time, positions not even, time a bit. And then Jack is not braking in time, and then Slimmy is there on the inside also not brake, and there's a little bit of a domino effect here. This is all very good for Filthy, I must say. It looked a little bit good for Slimmy, but then he outbraked himself and now he's off the track and losing the position to Chris, which he will return. Yeah, Chris was the one who was cutting a Rouge to remain side by side. Slimmy again off track, and that's gonna cost him even more, to be honest. Tap has passed him, Jordy is also looking. This is the kind of scenario that makes things interesting. And Jordy now around the outside, but he has to watch out, don't flip the gravel, and he does. And almost collecting Pasty, he does collect Pasty, and they're both off the track. Both in the gravel, and it's a miracle that nobody else is, to be honest. And Payan already made a mistake earlier on the lap, and now they are together at the back. So a bit of a problem here for Slimmy. However, he has a great run here on Chris and Shrimp, because Chris took the penalty. But even, yeah, he didn't lose a position, or maybe he did compared to Tap. I think so, yeah. So Andres is also in this battle. Slimmy down the inside on Shrimp, who is just, yeah, not driving for anything, except for maybe a good result. Shrimp's defending the inside, so he has to take the long way. Goes again too wide and almost spins, and is maybe saved by the fact that he went wide and was being put in the right direction by Andres, and now Berserk is on his inside to Arouge. That doesn't work out, but it's not going well for Slimmy here. Let me see. You can also do car names? Oh, you see it then over there. Okay, nice. Anyway, here we are. Such a hectic start. Such a hectic start. O'Leary kept his head cool and is still on the lead ahead of Smells of Funk. Filthy indeed regained two positions, because he eventually cleared DD, and now Ross can play a role in the championship battle, because he has managed to stay close to Filthy. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, Ross is very close now, by the way. He's very close. This can make it a little bit more interesting. He is on the softs. Ah, that explains. Filthy is on the mediums. Not everyone is very convinced that they can make the end on the soft tire. Because Didi is also on mediums. Jack goes... where? Where is he? Oh, there. He has a penalty, but he already went off. He already had the penalty before he went on an excursion to get to where. He's also on the mediums. Chris is on mediums. Slimmy too. Berserk, maybe that's also the safe strat to go on the mediums. And safe is not really something they can do. Oh, it's going side by side here. Jack already lost 2 of the positions. Tapper is doing a great job because his qualifying position was not that well, but he's now back up into 6th. Will be under pressure by Shrimps soon. Smells of Funk with the fastest lap, and he took even the lead. I'm finding that out now. And now Tap has the penalty, and Jack has even more. Do they all like skip Arouge? Is that what happens here? And indeed, like Slibby indeed came back for a bit. I think Andres also made a mistake with Berserk, and he repassed Chris. So he's in 9th. And I think I just have to watch it like this, to be honest. Jack is lagging again. He can gain some potential positions here, because at the moment he's scoring 2 against 10 for Filthy. Oh my god, Slimmy. Mate, I just wanted to check how you're doing championship wise, and now you're doing this. Yeah, that's far into the... yeah. He's now way back. He's almost with the 3-way battle of these guys that were in the gravel earlier. And he's scoring no points against the 10 of Filthy at the moment, which will give him an 8-point lead in the championship. Wait, that was 2 points, right? Yeah. So he has been repelled by these two who are battling. Let me see. Shooter indeed slowing down, giving a free position to Shrimps. And Jack had to slow down so long that because of momentum, he can even be catched by Berserk here. I think he had just enough. He has. If he doesn't lose it under, like, from my POV, he's losing it all the time. Oh, there was a bit of a moment for Berserk, and Andres is now side by side, or almost, improving to a good 2:19. And I think Sad went for an opportunity to repass Chris, and Chris repassed him, and now he's gonna repass Chris. Great fight here for 7th. They lost a bit of touch with Shrimps now. I'm looking at these battles while up ahead in the... Oh wait, I have to check this. O'Leary has been caught and been passed by Filthy, who is now even scoring 12, which will give him a 10-point lead. Smells of Funk is gone in the distance. Wait a minute. Smells of Funk is 11th in the standings. Hasn't scored a top 4 in a single race so far. That's big. He must like Spa. Or is he on the softs? Also possible. Yeah, he is, but his tire degradation is quite okay. This is the battle you want to see for P2. Because further down, Chris has really taken the position off tap. There's a 7-second gap behind this. Didi is very close now to Ross. I'm making the move in the end, and Ross is really off guard and with a penalty now. Okay, yeah, I'm settled. Sorry for constantly walking around, but... So, Smells of Funk has 3.4 seconds of a lead. O'Leary still trying to follow Filthy. Constructors wise, of course, yeah, it's not going great to be honest. No, because Filthy's teammate is Chris, right? Yeah, he is, and he's 7th. And Slibby, oh, here's an interesting Berserk with Andres all the time. But Slibby is now 10th, so he regained 2 places in the meantime. So he's scoring 1 point now? So that will make him lose 9. I'll lose 11 and will be 9 behind Filthy then. But he has Jack in his sights, and then the gaps are a bit bigger, but... Ross... Oh! Okay, nice angle. Ross really checked out on this battle. Maybe he can return because they're still battling. 1.8, but it's predominantly O'Leary who is in a much better shape at the moment than Filthy, but he was repassed once and can't get in front of him any more. Losing lots of time. They're even losing lots of time with Smells of Funk, who is actually controlling this race. And I don't think we do a lot of laps here in this sprint race, so it will be a very nice situation for Filthy, with the only problem that he will start further down to the back compared to Slimmy. But he still will go for the maximum tally of points that he can grab. Didi is now back in this battle. O'Leary goes defensive, but for what? I am questioning myself. Like, he gives the total race line to Didi, who now passed him even ahead of Arouge. Is this some kind of tactical thing that he wants to slipstream? But he already had a slipstream, so he's just abandoning the battle for second. at the moment. Yeah, Ross really dropped. Maybe it's indeed the softs that are now falling off, because that would also mean the decline in performance for Ross. So further down, Shrimps is now being catched up by Chris, who is indeed on medium tires, and Slibby, who already went into 9th. That's because Tap made a mistake, I think. Is now trying to pass Jack, but Jack is also on mediums. Long way, Jack really defending this one, to be honest. But I think Slibby will be side by side into this corner. He indeed is at the inside line and is up into P8. Trying the best he can. At the front, TD took over the podium spot from O'Leary, which will continue his streak if this does. Oh my god, it's again this corner. He's basically a bit saved by the barrier though, but and at the moment you thought he would be quite alright for race 2. He is now 14th. This is not a good preliminary for the second race, although he will actually start at the front row. So he will maybe feel less the urge to push. Only Payan, who has a horrible day so far, is now behind him. It's not for points anyway. So these guys are actually again fighting for 9th, and I have a feeling Tap is indeed closing in on them, despite being on the softs. And now Jack is in the middle of nowhere. Shrimps is under pressure by Chris. Can Didi maybe do something and help the championship of Slibby? Because at the current moment, Filthy will be 10 points ahead going into the next and last race. And finally lead the championship, by the way. There he comes. To be honest, Filthy can let him go. Oh, he can let him go, you would say. Yeah, of course he has to take the escape road. Filthy gonna wait for him. He indeed does. He indeed does. And that's a very, very nice gesture. Was kind of also his mistake. He's inviting O'Leary back into the party, but he did just enough to prevent him from taking a position. Is this the final lap? I think it is, right? It is. He still has an opportunity, Filthy, to take second, but he could also drop the fourth, and then it's not that much. He's already on his bumper here. Oh, trying to move already here? Oh, he's a bit clipped. O'Leary knows what he has to do as the teammate of Slibby. He surely has to send it, you know. He surely has to. If he wants to beat something for his team, he surely has to. Yeah, insane stuff by Smells of Funk. Really impressive. Made it work on the softs. Did 2 16s and 2 17s, and is now coming into the final corner to take the best result of the season by a country mile. With the fastest lap, so he takes that away from any title challenger or constructors challenger. DD is going to be in second, and O'Leary didn't do it in the end. He finishes fourth. Filthy in third in the end. Ross is actually being catched up by Shrimps, and Chris, his tires are gone, but finishing in fifth. Shrimps sixth, Chris in seventh. And where is Slimmy? He actually passed 3 guys. But not gonna give him a point. Oh no, it's a penalty. Oh, that's convenient. Someone is spinning. Oh, he's spinning too. Yeah, sure. You can go for pole in second race, sure. He will still be 13th. Okay, okay, okay. For drivers, let me go through the standings. So Andres is 10th, he scores 1 point, which will still leave him in 15th. Because he will have 24 points, because the guy who was just 2 points ahead of him, Berserk, finishing in 9th. So he will go to 27, so that gap is actually extended by 1 point. 3 for Jack, who goes to 102. He was 8, he's gonna lose the position to O'Leary for sure. 4 to Chris, who will go to 159. 5 to Shrimps, who will go to 132. He was tied with Didi for 6th. 6 points for Ross, he goes to 147. 8 points to O'Leary, who goes to 105, passing Jack. Yeah, Filthy with 10 in the end goes to 212. Hey, what the fuck? Okay, right. 12 points to Didi, he goes to 139, and Smells of Funk with 15 goes to, I think, 83, actually overtaking Tap, who has 82, and getting into the top 10. Constructors. Oh wait, there was of course a pole point for O'Leary and a fastest lap point for Smells of Funk, who, which brings him to 84 and O'Leary to 106. So the constructors with Chris and Filthy. Here, let me check this. That is 212 plus 159 is 371, and Slibby is on 204. 204 plus 106. So yeah, they even lost more of their lead. Basically because Slimmy didn't really perform. And the other stuff, I think, Ross and Shrimps, 2, 4, 6, finished 5th and 6th, and Jack finished 8th and Payan out of the points, so I think Lexus will be sure if P3 in the champ, in the constructors. So, main thing, Filthy is leading by 8 points now. That's all you need to know. He's leading by 8 points. So he has it in his own hands. So if he wins... Yeah, if he wins it anyway. But if Slibby wins, that's the interesting factor here. We have of course fastest lap points, which can make sure that Slibby can score 1 point more. Which will make sure that if Slibby wins and Filthy goes 5th with the fastest lap, it's count back on wins, which will let Slibby win it. So if Slibby wins, Filthy has to finish top 4. And Slibby is like close to the front of the grid, so Filthy has to go through the field and finish top 4 if he wants to be safe for himself. technically. I can't calculate, or I'm confused. Last time I checked, third was 10 points, and 13th is 0. So I don't know why Ross is saying 7. Like, it's not hard. It's like, there's 2 points of a gap. Smells the Funk had the fastest lap? Or did Slippy did the fastest lap in the last lap of... No, surely not, since he spun. So he's just 8 ahead. Well, anyway. It also means, by the way, that there is a big battle for, by the way, let me say that. Because Payan didn't score anything, by the way. So he's only 2 points ahead of Chris now. And still Ross is also in play here for P3, the championship. And even Didi, to be honest. He's 22 behind. Yeah, that's a bit much though. He's going to focus on shrimps. And battle for P8 is also open between O'Leary, Jack. Yeah, maybe O'Leary and Jack. Anyway. I can't do shit, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I need thingy, and I need this. Okay, so constructors is, I think, yeah, constructors is over, by the way, lol. 61 points is not something you can make up in 1 week. So congrats to Corvette for that one, and it's interesting to see if they can get the double. Here we go. Slibby is safe and sound on his way in third. Tap in the lead. Jordy second, and I think he will be safe for a while. And Filthy is in 13th and already being challenged by Didi, who already can go down the inside. He doesn't do it totally though, but... So let's see how Filthy is gonna do that, because at this right moment, of course, Slimming is scoring 20 points, which is fair enough to... Wait, yeah, he's gained 20 against 3, so he's gaining 17 now, which is enough to cover a gap of 8. So first victim here is O'Leary with a big toe, which he gets, and so he has that position and has 4 points now. Still enough for Slimmy, who already went into second, passing Jordi, and already Payan is looking for stuff. So now Slimmy gains 18 points, which is of course also enough. And Didi went on through. And I think I already have time to do this. So tap in the lead by 1.6. Slimmy already made that move on Jordi, who's now been hassled around by Payan. Oh no, he is not anymore. He tried to save it though. He fairly did so. He is dropping to 6th and maybe even 7th as his teammate is on the way. And that's a kind of a smart decision to let him through. Maybe Chris can do some more here. Oh yeah, he's barging his way through and then goes on the grass. But a bit like he initiated that himself. He's entered the corner ahead of Chris. Anyway. Oh, Filthy is in the thick of the action. He already passed Ross. I don't think Ross really likes Spa, so far I've seen. And now he can make a big move into 9th, maybe already. No, Shrimp's covering that off. He is on the inside of Berserk, who goes on. Pace-wise, I think Didi can have him. And he will really need to battle for it. It's 3 wide. But I think he's gonna enter Aruja first. Yes, he is. Okay. I was off for a moment, but I'm back. Okay. Anyway, so there's still a battle here. Didi is on the inside on Filthy. He's really gonna give him a run for his money because he's gonna pass him here in this corner. And so Filthy is back in 10th. Progression is not really and also not a lot of people make mistakes so far. Berserk is right on his tail at the moment. I see the 2 teammates for Aston Martin still battling in the up ahead. Oh, and Filthy breaking. I think he broke a bit early. Caught Berserk a bit off guard, and now Ross is passing him. Payan with the fastest lap, by the way, in a 2:17.2, and not a lot of Shrims has done something. He's down the inside now on O'Leary, but apart from that, everyone is still here. Smells of Funk has showed great pace in the first race, but can't make the moves at the moment. And now Filthy looks indeed a bit up ahead, but the gap to Didi is only 1.4, and so at the moment it's 16 points that Slimmy is gaining, 16 of the 8, so he is still very much in control. But maybe Filthy can free himself a bit from Berserk is still holding up the rest a bit now. Ross is looking on the inside and can't make it work. Oh, penalty for Chris, that can be interesting. And also for Pasty, who was still driving well here in 7th. Jack is being repassed by Payan. And at the front, Jordy is still doing a good job, still following the leaders actually. And there is a big change there because Slimmy overtook Tap and is now in the lead. And if it goes like this, he has to finish 4th, yeah. He doesn't have the fast lap though, can maybe matter a bit, but like I said, not too much. It will just depend on positions. And Slippy, by the way, tire-wise he went for the mediums, and Filthy went also for the mediums. So let's see how much Didi, if he's gonna gain 2 positions, because this being in an acceleration zone, he's gaining 1 on Chris. Filthy is too far down to benefit from this, and Pasty, I think he can have a run on Pasty. Yeah, he has the momentum, so he goes for it. And that's him up 2 positions. Oh, big moment for Berserk, I think. Yes, definitely. And Smells of Funk really benefited. He's now down to last. And now maybe he can also make some progress through the field if he goes to Ross. Oh, side by side, and Andres giving Payan plenty of room. Maybe also knows that Payan is the fastest on the track at the moment. Really on his way to still secure his 3rd place in the championship. Chris now also passing Pasty, almost correct. Interesting stuff here. Jack also closing in on Andres now. And let's check in with Filthy once again. It's still not over though, because he has it in his own hands. So he can win a race, but yeah, he's under pressure now, for sure. Technically Slibby also, but what's happening here? Didi on Jack in an unorthodox corner, if you ask me. Jack will have a great tow here, because for a change he doesn't have a penalty at this point. And oh, Berserk lagged out or quit, or I don't know. I think he was lost at the moment anyway. He had a proper first race though. At some point. Chris on the grass. Of course losing his car there. But in the end he still manages to get ahead of Filthy, who has a penalty for in the next lap. And that can cost him compared to Ross and Smells of Funk. It looked also bright for him, and now Slibby is just... I'm not gonna say anything about if Slibby keeps it on track. Ah, fuck, I did. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see. Oh, that's a bit of a cut on Aruja. Is the game that strict? I don't know. We will see in a minute, second. I think he's fine. But his run on Aruja was not optimal anyway. Pasty really cut it. And there is, oh my god, there is a move from Ross, but he didn't expect it to be held up by Chris on the apex. And it also fucked up the run of Funk a bit there. And in the end, Filthy, yeah, was screwed again, but it could also have ended way worse than what it did in the end. In the end, only Ross gained the position. As Shrimps is also back and O'Leary, everyone is in this battle now. It's basically before we check in, we're checking the front runners first a bit. Slimmy is 3 seconds up the road. Tap is in second, doing a good job. Jordi is under pressure now by Payan. Andres and DD are actually coming back. Jack is in the middle of nowhere, and now we have the spicy action over here. Chris getting rid of Pasty for 8, which is nice to have. Oh my god, he's losing the car so much and now putting Pasty on the grass. And Pasty is, I think, really gone, but he was gone anyway because of a second penalty. And now this is gonna be interesting, since now Smells of Funk drops out of this battle completely, and Filthy also is even gonna lose out to O'Leary. That's what the penalties here do. In the end, O'Leary just barely manages and actually has to, give the position back to Filthy, who is only losing, I think, 1 position netto. Nobody yet in the pits. Pasty is now 7 seconds down because Chris is so unstable this race, and even that, he's still leading this train. In the end, everyone is still bunched up together again, because Smells of Funk actually could claw back after that second penalty. Front goes a bit wide. Jack with another 5/10, and here it's Tap defending from Payan, who already got the position on Jordi. And Payan really on his way to be a trap baby for the win. He is on the softer tire. Mediums, by the way, only for leader Slibby, Jordi, Adidi, Chris, Ross, Frims. Okay, maybe everyone from this point onwards. Everyone from P8 onwards is on mediums. Krishna finally created a bit of a gap. And now we see Filthy being challenged by Smells of Funk for P11. That keeps his ground. And he has passed O'Leary. Not a lot of people making mistakes now. He only lost a crucial position to Strings, who is now challenging with his teammate. They're again close on track. Chris actually caught up with Jack, and Jack has a penalty. Obviously, kidding, but he has a penalty, and he's gonna lose at least 1 position. Maybe with some momentum Ross can benefit too. No. Picking up that. It's a big gas battle for P2. Nobody pitted so far. That's a very good exit there by Payan. And Didi can also come here, and he did a very good run from last or almost last so far. Great to look behind you and have that kind of a shot when you go up the hill. Didi maybe even for 2 minutes? No, I don't think he will risk that. It's not no need to risk that at the moment. Further down. Oh my god, Filthy with the run of his life, and maybe it can save his life. I'm glad I catch that. He went a bit deep into the corner, but he gained 3 positions. 2 of them in the last straight we saw. That's a huge one for him, to be honest. And of course he's still not done with these guys. Basically he passed both the Lexuses, because they were also squabbling with each other. And there was a bit of a gap now to Chris, but yeah, he did that very, very well. Jack is the first that went in, so that's maybe the 3rd position, by the way. Jack was in front. fueled all the way to, I assume, the finish then. And he only has to stop another time, I think. At the front, we see, oh, there was a moment from Payan. I saw that Didi was passing him, but if Tap also follows through, I think that also means that his tires are dead. And that surely he will pit, right? These guys are, by the way, mild. They are like 9 seconds up the road from this group. So, and Slibby is 18 seconds up the road, but doesn't matter for Filthy where Slibby is. If Slibby is like winning by a significant margin, that's not really a problem. And he didn't went in. Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. Payan, Andres, and Tap are in. And so at the moment, Filthy goes to 5th, which is almost enough at the moment. At this moment, he is losing the title by 1 point. Oh no, and a problem for Ross, who also got a penalty because of that. I don't know, I saw it so much in the foreground that I don't know what happened there. Where's his teammate? Oh, his teammate is fine. And O'Leary is, I think he blames himself for that one, gives the position back, but they're completely out of a potential battle on track with Filthy. So that's very good for him that this happened behind him. He was already in front of these guys though, but... So yeah, Ross has a penalty now. Further up ahead, Slibby has 8.5 seconds on Didi. Jordy's still doing a great job. Also because he was on the mediums doing a great job, by the way. Then Chris, Filthy now in 5th. And from that big pack battle, only Shrimps has remained. Because Smells of Funk was a bit, I think, compromised by what happened in turn 1. Tire is a bit off that. Ross still with the penalty, and the first guys after the pit stops, Payan is now 2 seconds ahead of Andres, Tap is in this mix, and Jack too by doing some undercut thingies. And that actually becomes the closest battle. Oh, Andres made a mistake though. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. But now it's only Jack closing the gap to Tap. So these two are now a battle, of course. Yeah, they look at those laps, 2:30s. Wait. Yeah, okay, this makes sense, I think. I'm a bit confused. Who did pit stops? No, wait, this is just how it's supposed to be. Sorry. These two also... yeah. I was a bit confused for them. So Filthy is 1.2 seconds off of a potential championship winning position. Of course, pit stops are yet to be made, but they started on the mediums, and of course Filthy did the same strat as Slibby, and as long as Slibby doesn't make a mistake, he won't catch him, but that is not needed, technically. And he is managing his gap to shrink. He's closing down Chris for a bit. He also has more fuel than Chris. He's now within a second. Pit stop for Chris, I think. Yes, it does. Oh no, Jordi went in. It was also like becoming a part of this battle. Let's see if Chris can hold Filthy up for a bit. He is now winning the championship again. So after 21 minutes, 21 full minutes and 10 laps, Slimmy was in the winning position, and now it switches around. If it finishes like that, by the way, the championship margin is gonna be like super tight. It's even that worse than it's even that so that Slimmy, if he took the fastest lap, he would win it by countback then. But now Filthy is winning it by 1 point. But yeah, like I said, pit stops are still in full effect. What's happening further back? Jordi actually managed to come out ahead of Payan on the soft dome, and he's surely gonna pit again. Because he is the only one that didn't go for fuel. So he's just gonna do a low fuel run on softs and then pit again. Wait, can these guys not make it? The tire wear is not that awful. Jack also pitted early. Yeah, I think they can make it. Ah, then that's a bit of awful stuff. Or not that good for Jordi. Because he's committed to 2 soft stints now, I think. So let's see this battle, by the way. Didi is in. Slimmy does another lap. O'Leary is challenging again with Ross. Like 2 very valued stewards, by the way. Yeah, Filthy is also in, and Smells of Funk. Filthy is in. Let's check that. Yeah, but to be honest, can you go to the... Yeah, that's a bit of a thing. Like, fuel-wise, of course, sure. Not everyone is like pitting fuel limited, but... But can they make the softs work? Because the mediums are really toast, or were toast for Filthy at least. Oh, he's ahead. He is ahead, I think. He is ahead of Payan. No, he's not ahead of Payan, by the way. He's ahead of Jack, who has a penalty. Jack will have a run, but also penalty. Tap is also behind. Also something happened to him for sure. And Smells of Funk followed this pit stop strategy, and Jack is benefiting from the fact that his tires are warm and really like hassling Filthy here, which is losing him time. I'm quite sure he will get this position back at the end, but this brings Tap closer and Smells of Funk and like basically everyone that doesn't pit this lap. He has every right though to fight this though, but look at that like glitchy thing, man. I hope he isn't like that on the track. Slimmy is in now. But if you have made it so far in the mediums, you will surely try it on the softs. Filthy is also on soft. Maybe he knows he has to spare them though. I think everyone went for one stop except Jordi. Oh wait, these two are also battling. Oh my god, Didi, where are you going, man? Let's go to the old layout, please. He's losing the place on Payan. Chris really made his fuel count and his tires. Shrimp's also in, and then Jordi will take the lead, but purely because he didn't pit for fuel. I think everyone else pits for fuel. Didi went for a lot of fuel. Filthy is now in this big ass battle, but regained the place on Jack. And I think everyone fuel wise, Ross will be close, but what? How? How does he have a 3 second? To be honest, it doesn't really matter. He will make it until the end. If he doesn't make a mistake, he will win. He's even ahead of Jordi. Yeah, Jordi is the only one that will go for another soft run very soon. And has a penalty too. So Payan. And who went to the pits? Wait. Oh, he was battling with Didi, who went to the pits again? Again, for sure, again. So now it looks very good for Filthy. It looks very good for him. Except that he doesn't... not accept. Not accept anything. It looks good for him. Because Didi went to the pits another time. Because indeed there were 3 guys that were meant to finish ahead of him. Slimmy, Payan and Didi. And I would have said Jordi if he went for a different strategy. But now he's good. And yeah, it's 8.7 seconds. He won't finish in the top 2, but third is enough. And maybe Smells of Funk would have the pace to get him, but he has to pass Chris here. While he has way less fuel. Then tap Jack with 1.5 seconds. Wait. Let's see. Slimmy is almost stationary. But 9.7 seconds was the gap. And because of momentum, he's gonna lose even more than only 3 seconds. The gap will come down to 6 seconds now to Jordi. Who is, I think, gonna do another lap though, yeah. And then maybe, I don't think he's gonna swap tires. I purely fuel stop then. But then that's a little bit of an unfortunate mistake though. Payan will catch him. Filthy is 1.5 clear of Chris. 2:17. They're still close though, and especially if Chris and Smells of Funk won't battle that much. Further behind we have now Andres defending for Ross. Jack dropped because of the penalty. Then O'Leary, Shrimp, Didi. And I think Ross is gonna make a move here on Andres, who's doing a good job though. And he is up into P8. 4 seconds to clear for him to tap. The personal best is that last lap. Solid stuff. Yeah, well, for Filthy to just manage in this gap. He just doing enough to grab the title. I don't see him make a mistake though. Yeah, he's managing the 1.5 second gap. O'Leary shows his pace over one lap once again with a 2:16.9. But this looks good. 10 more minutes for Filthy to indeed wrap up the title. He has to earn it the hard way. Jordi is indeed in. So the lead is now back to 11.5 for Slimmy. Filthy into third. He is still, yeah, those two are like close to him. Chris and Smells of Funk. But not that close. Just to keep him in check, to be honest. If he loses both positions, then he has a problem, of course. Tap is in 6th now. 7th. Yeah, it's costing Jordi a lot. Also because he went for new tires. Not for too much fuel. Jack also in, by the way. In a horrid race. It's actually gonna be a battle here between O'Leary and Shrimps. Slibby now with the fastest lap. Well, that's an important thing, to be honest. Because that can guarantee him the title if he finishes 4th, right? Slibby now with 26 points against 20, so of course now he will lose the... Filthy will now win the title with 2 points. And don't say me that Ross's calculations from last race didn't work. That was not correct. It was not suddenly 7 after a 2-point lead. He finished 3rd, that was 10 points. So I'm convinced by my own calculations, and that means that Filthy has to retain this position. Because if he finishes 4th, it goes to countback. And Slibby, of course, has more wins. That's the first you count on. So now Chris is gonna be essential here. But also, I haven't mentioned that in a very long time, he is his teammate. Surely he knows what to do here now, right? No, normally he would, of course, would have been a big problem, but it Smells of Funk who is the problem here, I think. Chris won't ever overtake him. I already realized that I just didn't say it so far, but if he knows what's at stake, and I'm sure he is, because I think still this is a team sport. This is a good lap, by the way, by Smells of Funk. 2:16 flat. Yeah, he's gonna need to hold them up, and I think he's doing that now, because he was dropping a bit. Very interesting finale like this. Yeah, he has to defend this one. He has to defend this one, Chris. Oh, he doesn't. Or not good enough. And that was a very clean and good move by Smells of Funk. And he has to get him back now. And he has way more fuel to his disposal. And also tire wear is slightly better. He has to keep him in check. Because 4th con is not enough in my calculations. To be honest, if Ross' calculations would be correct with Slimmy 7 behind, he would have won the title anyway, and that's a big mistake by Smells of Funk, and is giving Chris the position back that he really needs to keep hold on. But if that 7-point gap, then Slimmy would win even if Filthy is in. No, it doesn't matter. For Ross' calculation, it doesn't matter. If my calculations doesn't fit up, and it's indeed a 7-second gap, he is gaining 6 now on him, so Slibby won't win the title. That's the benefit from the positions swapping by 2 places. But I'm quite convinced that Slibby will win it if Filthy loses 3rd place, and if Ross's calculations are the correct ones, but then the point system doesn't work. Then he it wouldn't change a thing. Must say, by the way, Payan is, by the way, dropping, is saving fuel also, and tires. Gap is 4 seconds. But Filthy is safe at the moment. And over here we have Didi who tried something on Ross maybe. And Ross is now back and is now challenging Tap for 6th. Maybe soon. O'Leary passed Andres and Shrimps is likely gonna follow. And O'Leary goes off track, and that's 2 positions then. Andres also went off track and is basically gains a position because he's better in rejoining. nice stuff. That's the pure reason, right? Jordi is now almost back in this battle with brand new softs and something to push on. It should be alright for Filthy. It should be alright. At the moment he's losing 6 points to Slibby of the 8 he has. Or the 7, but then still. He is fine at the moment. And Smells of Funk dropped off. There was a little bit of a anxious moment when he passed Chris, but now he's, by the way, on a safe distance. It looked very dark suddenly, but they can do 2 more laps, I think. I think tire-wise it's gonna be a bit sketchy though, but yeah. Filthy is, I think, gaining the second per lap of Payan. He can actually become close to Payan in the final phase, and then he will, of course, really did everything he could. Slibby couldn't do a thing if Filthy's finish is in the top 3, and that's what he's doing now. And Chris is there to defend that for him. I think this can be the last lap, by the way. They do 2 16s. They do 2 16s, so this is the final lap then. Yeah, he's close, by the way, to Filthy now, but he knows he's part of the... He knows what he has to do. Smells of Funk is gone, there's no pressure anymore. For Filthy it's just... don't make a mistake. Basically don't make a mistake. And his teammate has to be aware of the situation. Even if he's not, he would not make a do or die move on him, anyway. Didi repassed Ross for 7th. But yeah, let's go for to this man. Rain is in the air, by the way, but Slibby did everything he could in the second race. And I am afraid that maybe the spin in the final corner of the first race is gonna cost him. It's actually maybe gonna cost him. Because he scores 26 points here. But Filthy is on his way to 20. Which will make him win the title with 2 points, while being 2 points behind before this weekend. Didi even passing Tap for 6th now. Slimmy goes for another win this season. I lost count of how many. He went with 21 seconds of an advantage. Unreal. Filthy actually closing in very much on Payan, but he's gonna do it, I think. No, Chris, don't! What are you doing? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Slibby has to do another lap, by the way. No way. What's happening here? What's happening here? What the fuck is happening here? What? What? This is a tie then for the lead. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm confused, man. I'm confused. I don't know. Maybe I did it wrong in the calculations and he knew that the P4 was enough. Because that would be the case in if it was indeed 7 points. Oh wait, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No. Because he's losing 8 now. And if his gap was 7. What? What? Nah, I'm speechless? What the fuck? I am very confused. This is like... Okay. Ross, I doubt your calculations. He still wins it, but on countback. But... Am I the only... Or was there a Stewart's thing? But still, okay, so maybe the gap was 3 points, but then still, that thing would be correct, right? Because, okay, now the difference is indeed 1 point in advantage of Slimmy, but he's losing 2 points because he was passed. That lost him 2 points. Right? Oh my god. Oh, that's bad. So okay, the gap was 3 points. So that was a mistake. That was in the Ross apparently DM'd me indeed with better standings, and I see that now. But still, that would be correct, right? Oh my god. Rest of everyone, by the way. Bayan secures P3, 4 points ahead of Chris. Ross secures P5, 4 points ahead of Didi. And O'Leary secures the first position under that before Jack and Smells really came close. So I think overall over the season, Slimmy is the more deserved champ. But don't get me wrong. It's a bit of a fuck up, yeah. It's that everyone just well, everyone is so deserving of each other in this tier that championship or not at all. But yeah, it's kind of a deal, to be honest. I don't know why that standing has a 3-point lead. Yeah, okay, so I don't know if there was a steward thing, by the way, but even like oh my god. Okay, so that was a climax. Yeah. So in the end, yeah, Slimmy just did enough. Great stuff. So thank you all for joining and seeing this. I was very calculated. Apparently, when you are going through the stream, I work with wrong standings. I will mention it in the chat too, because apparently it was 3 points of a gap. But then he really needed that P3 after the fastest lap of Slimmy. So thank you all for watching and being part of another great GT season. I hope I find myself on track next season when I'm finally allowed by RDO. But yeah, have a great night. Congratulations to Slimmy and to the fact that Slimmy won the drivers, but Corvette with Filthy and Chris, they won the constructors. In the mod team, right? Yeah. So, and hopefully until next season. Maybe, yeah, if I will be racing, I won't be able to commentate on the same day, of course, but maybe I'll stick to the commentating. I don't know. Thank you all, and yeah. See you guys somewhere along. So, bye bye.